To begin our discussion, I'd like to engage you in a guessing game. And as I make my description of this person, I'd like you to formulate a mental response of who you think this person is. And at the end, I'll tell you who it is. So let's begin. I have never been in a classroom. However, I've learned so much, and I've developed close friendships, just like anyone else has. I did receive a high school diploma, but I did not graduate on a field or amongst any of my peers. Who am I? What was just described are the characteristics of what any homeschooler would tell you. And the topic that I'd like to address tonight is homeschooling. For those who may not know, I was homeschooled from babyhood on through 12th grade. And that's why I was very eager to address this topic, because I do feel there are many misconceptions about what homeschoolers do. And I think it's important to really think about the core concepts that constitute this form of learning. So the areas that I'd like to address tonight are first the reasons why people choose to homeschool, what methods are available for homeschoolers, and lastly, what are the pros and cons of homeschooling. So to address the first one, what are the reasons why people homeschool? Well, one reference that I found, which is the Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development's website, listed that many parents decide to homeschool because of social, academic, and family reasons. Those reasons and the reason to spend more time with me are what motivated my parents to homeschool me. Another reason why people may choose to homeschool is because of the state law. According to the Homeschooling Legal Defense Association's website, it shows that the New Jersey state law to homeschool does not require the educator to have an educational degree or for the student to have to do any standardized testing, which makes the law very convenient for anyone who is looking to homeschool. So the law is also another reason. There are many different methods of homeschooling, and the first rule about it is that it varies from person to person. From preschool to 8th grade, there's a lot of variation because the parent mainly is responsible for deciding what books, what curriculum will best suit their child academically. But in high school, for homeschooling, it's a little different because most of the programs are online. One program, Pear Blossom Private School, which is the one that I attended, requires that you take tests in an online portal and that you study in textbooks that have been sent to you. There are also two other programs that I know friends have attended. One is American School, and the other is Penn Foster, which really follow basically the same structure of learning. Also, another variation in homeschooling is the parent has the choice to hire a tutor to teach their child or to do it from a parent-guided basis. And whichever way is absolutely fine and totally up to the parent. As with anything in life, there are pros and cons to homeschooling. And some of the cons that should be considered are procrastination, a lack of motivation. There's also flexibility, which is probably more of a pro than a con. I like to relate homeschooling to working from home. People who work from home have control over their schedule. They don't commute back and forth to work every day, and they decide when they take their breaks and so on, but they still get paid. So homeschooling is a little bit like that. You have flexibility as to your schedule, when and how many hours you do school, but you still learn in the end. So I'd like to thank you all so much for listening and attending my speech, and I really hope that it's put some of the facts of homeschooling out there and has helped you to think about, and clear up any misconceptions that any of you might have had. Referring to my beginning of my speech, I talked about how students in homeschool actually do develop friendships and that they do develop socially. Well, on one of the websites that I did reference, which was the Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development, it listed some names of people that I didn't know were homeschooled. Among them were William Blake, Agatha Christie, Ben Franklin, Florence Nightingale, the Wright brothers, and even Thomas Edison. And although they did not go to public school, they did still develop and learn.